Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
New products to launch? New people to develop? New goals to crush? Workday Go is designed for small and mid-sized businesses. By bringing HR and finance together on one AI platform, you'll have everything you need to think big, go big, and grow big. And activation is fast. It takes just 30 to 60 business days to get you up and running. Simplify your SMB on an AI platform you'll never outgrow. Workday Go.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Think enterprise software is too costly, too complex, and takes too long to get up and running? Think again. Workday Go makes simplifying your small or mid-sized business simple. HR and finance together on one powerful AI platform right at your fingertips. Workday Go gets you live fast and fits the needs of your business. Find out what Workday Go can do for you. Go with Workday Go.
Hi, this is Knox from the Popcast with Knox and Jamie. And maybe like us at the Popcast, you also know people who have been smokers or vapors. And Zyn is the one product it seems like everyone is talking about. Because there are many good reasons to make a change to Zyn nicotine pouches. Reasons like Zyn nicotine pouches are still America's #1 choice for smoke-free, hands-free nicotine satisfaction. And you can choose between 10 varieties, each variety available in either 3 or 6 milligrams. Check out zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Toby.
And welcome to day 14 of 31 days of Halloween. I've got 3 stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready? For the first story.
Yes, I am.
Strange encounter at Great Wolf Lodge at night. Hello everyone. My family and I had a weird night at the Great Wolf Lodge and wanted to check if anyone else had similar encounters at this place. We've stayed here 3 times before with no problems ever, but this was the first time anything like this has ever happened before. We stayed at the Great Wolf Lodge and had a suite room. It was 2 conjoining rooms with 2 doors where you can lock the room from either side. The kids stayed in the kids' star room with kids' bunk beds, and we stayed on the non-kids side room. We kept the doors open for both sides, and I made sure the doors for both rooms were fully locked, including the lock where you can't fully open the door from outside. At midnight, my son, 6 years old, ran into our room next to our bed and was crying, half asleep, sitting up right next to us. I asked him if he had a bad dream, and he said no. I really saw something scary in the room. It was a big kid with a dark shadow walking around. I ran past him to get here. I knew I checked the room before we went to sleep and figured it was his imagination, and we went back to sleep. Then 3 a.m, my wife sat up frantically looking around, and I asked what's the matter. She said someone yelled, "Mum." You honestly didn't hear that? I told her no, I didn't. Then she asked me to go check on our daughter. I got to the bunk beds in the next room and found her out of bed, bundled up in the corner, hyperventilating and full of tears. I swooped her up and she started saying, "Be careful, Dad, he's still in here." I ran her back to our room and laid her on our bed with my wife and started searching the whole place. I turned all the lights on and checked literally everywhere, and there was no one. The doors were untouched, locks still in place, and windows unable to open. Honestly, I was feeling the walls a mirror, looking for hidden doors. I asked my daughter what she saw, and she said she was laying on the top bunk and thought at first it was me walking towards their bunk bed. But as I got closer, she realised it wasn't me. She said this person was taller and skinnier than me. It also had smooth white skin and a neck longer than a normal person. Its skin was paper white, smooth, and looked naked, but wasn't naked. It didn't appear to have any facial features. I asked if maybe it was the blanket, and she said, no, its skin was smooth, without wrinkles, and it walked straight up to me and I covered myself. Then I watched it walk towards the door where your room is. I came down the bunk when it walked away and peeked out of the den window, but saw it still walking towards your room. So I hid in the corner you found me, and I tried to stay quiet so it wouldn't hear me, because I thought it would kill me. I started panicking and couldn't breathe good trying to be quiet. I was thinking of running out the front door into the hallway. My wife asked our daughter if she was trying to be quiet, why did she yell "Mum?" Our daughter said, no, I never said anything because I didn't want it to hear me and kill me. I didn't even hear our daughter say anything besides her hyperventilating as I got close to the bunk beds. I told my daughter to not mention what she'd seen to our son, even after he tells us what he saw when he wakes up. I knew he'd be spooked if he found out his sister had a similar encounter a few hours before him. Both of our kids consistently sleep in their own rooms since they were little and have never ran into our room in the middle of the night unless our son had a rare bathroom accident. At this point, we figured the kids' room was sketchy, so we kept them with us, then closed and locked our room from that room. It took an hour for my wife to fall back asleep. I was honestly spooked by this whole thing, so I left the hallway light on and figured I'd just keep watch and stay awake till daylight. After she fell back asleep, the closet light I left on turned off and wouldn't let me turn it on, so I turned on the bathroom light. A little later, I heard loud knocking on the conjoining room door I had locked. I honestly got goosebumps and tried to convince myself it was coming from the front door, but knew it was coming from the conjoining room. I debated whether to ignore it or check. I felt vulnerable laying down without checking, so I went and checked, and there was nothing, just an empty room, luckily still with the lights on. Half an hour later, my wife, still asleep, started freaking out in her sleep. She appeared to be having a night terror, which she has had before, 1 to 2 times per year in the past. I woke her up and she was frantic. She stood up and said she dreamt she woke up from a dream in the same bed. She went to the bathroom in our room, came out, and ended up being stuck in the other room, locked in with the evil entity. She said I had her locked in the other room and she was knocking like crazy in her dream, trying to get back in on our side before the entity got her. Later in the morning, our son woke up and we asked him to describe what he saw. He said he saw what looked like the shape of a big, tall kid with a long neck that was white/grey in colour and had a scary, big, dark shadow walking around the room. He said it was making weird noises, like it was speaking words he didn't understand. He said it walked right up to him in the bed and had big eyes that glowed like our cat's eyes look in the dark. As the sun came out, we got the courage to go into the room and grab our belongings to leave. The last weird thing is the room had a weird smell, which wasn't present there the day prior. It smelt like a weird incense was lit. Kind of reminded me of those stick incense that were popular back in the 90s. So I personally didn't see this thing, but both of my kids, 6 and 9, who had never had an encounter like this, saw the same thing 3 hours apart from each other and had a similar description of it without knowing each other's description. The only thing that differed in their description was my daughter said it appeared faceless, and my son said it had big, glowy eyes and was white/grey, not just white. However, my daughter covered herself when it got closer, and my son watched it approach. I did witness 1, both of my kids having a similar encounter. 2, my wife wake up to someone yelling, "Mum." 3, the light turn off and not turn back on. 4, banging on the conjoining room. 5, my wife having a night terror where she was locked in the other room banging on the door 30 minutes after I heard banging on the door. I've never really been a big believer on hauntings and paranormal stuff, but after this I'm left questioning it in my head and find myself thinking about it all the time. Wow, what do you think of this then?
Yeah, it's mental.
It's mental, isn't it? That he was so much going on. The kids both saw the same thing. The kids seeing the creature, the mum having the dream that she's locked in the bedroom, but the dad's hearing the banging half an hour before it happened. All really creepy.
Yeah, some weird spiritual stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's funny that nothing happened before when they've stayed there, so perhaps it's just that suite of rooms, those conjoined rooms that have got something evil in them. Are you ready for the second story?
Yes, I am.
Something answered us while talking about demons at midnight. Now I don't know what to do. Tonight I stayed over at my friend's apartment. She lives alone in the penthouse, the very last apartment at the top of the building. The walls are tall, made of old wood and plaster, and the place has this quiet, echoing stillness that always felt a bit off. We were sitting in the living room for hours, talking about life. The conversation eventually shifted toward religion. I'm a big believer, and I started sharing my thoughts about Jesus, faith, and the reality of the spiritual world. As we got deeper into the topic, we started talking about demonic activity and how important it is to protect ourselves spiritually, sleep paralysis, etc. At this point, it was past midnight. Now, in her living room, there's a tall library shelf filled with books. We were sitting on the sofa, about 2 meters away from it, when I started to feel this strange sensation, like the atmosphere in the room changed. It got heavier. And then it happened. Out of nowhere, a book from the top shelf just fell, slammed onto the floor. It was loud. Both of us jumped, and the timing was chilling. It happened just as we were talking about demons, Jesus as our saviour, and sleep paralysis. She turned pale and stared at the book. I tried to stay calm and told her, "See, that's exactly what happens when you call them by name. They don't like it. They try to scare you." But inside, I was scared too. I didn't want to show it though. I did not want the demonic presence in the room to feel my fear and feed off of it. I left the book on the floor, acted like nothing happened, and kept the conversation going, trying not to feed the fear. But then, at 1:20 a.m, another book fell. This time it felt intentional, like something was responding. That was too much. I stood up and loudly called out, "In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you. You are not welcome here. Leave this house, now." My friend was shaking. She ran to the restroom to wash her face, on the verge of tears. We stopped talking about anything spiritual after that. She begged me not to leave. She's terrified. And honestly, I don't feel great being here either. So now I'm stuck in her apartment typing this into my phone, wondering, A, how do I deal with this? Will it stop? Should we pray? B, how can I calm her down and make her feel safe again? C, could this place actually be haunted? Has anyone else experienced something like this after talking about dark topics? Any advice is appreciated. I've had experiences like this when you've been talking about something spooky and something spooky happens and it makes you jump like nothing you've ever seen before in your life.
Yeah.
Because you're already on edge, aren't you? I'm not saying that a demon didn't move, throw the books, but you're already on edge. And so when something happens, this is why I can't watch horror films. I can watch them, and I do, but I hate jump scares. I get so anxious waiting when I know one is coming or it's going to come after they've let you relax a little bit. And I have to go, right, I need to put my coffee down. So I know it's going to end up all over me.
Burning your skin, mate.
Can you remember even in the cinema me jumping?
I don't know.
But Maisie always used to say, "Mum, you're so embarrassing." I can't help it. I really jump. PTSD as well. Are you ready for the third story?
Yes, I am.
My Ouija board experience. So last October, my boyfriend bought a Ouija board for Halloween off Amazon. We tried it the night it came, in the attic, the basement, and my bedroom. Nothing happened, so we just put it back in the box and sat it in my closet till a few months later. My best friend was staying overnight, as there was a really bad storm, and she lived in a trailer, so she came over just to be safe. We did nothing for the first good portion of the night. Around 3 a.m, we all had the idea to try the Ouija board again, especially because I thought it was just a stupid game and was very sceptical about the paranormal. But this time we lit candles and all sat on the floor in the complete dark, the only source of light being from the candles. We all spun the planchette 3 times and collectively said, "Hello, Ouija." We then asked if there was any spirits that would like to communicate with us. The planchette rather quickly moved to yes. We asked the basic questions about the spirit, like what was its name, how old is it, and if it's a good or bad spirit. When we asked for its name, it went to Q, and then multiple numbers. I don't remember the exact numbers. Weird, but okay. We asked the same few questions multiple times, and no answer was really consistent. Also weird, but whatever. We asked questions for what had to be at least 2 hours, as me and my friend found it insane that a spirit can communicate through a piece of wood. By the way, none of us are the type to mess with each other by moving the planchette. And we even took turns putting one hand behind our backs and asking what number we were holding up. The spirit giving the right answer every time, and asking it personal questions the others wouldn't know about. At one point, we asked the spirit to prove itself, just to be 100% sure none of us were messing with each other. Like touching us, moving an object in the room, anything really. A few seconds later, we all hear a faint yell that sounded like it was downstairs, straight on the stairs. Nobody was downstairs, as everyone's rooms are upstairs, and it was super late. This is when we 100% knew we were communicating with an actual spirit. My best friend asked something along the lines of if she was going to have kids or not. The board then went back and forth between M and A, spelling out the word mama repeatedly. Now, I don't remember the last question that was asked, but on the last question right before we ended the session, it kept going to Z and O, over and over, spelling Zozo. My boyfriend then abruptly told us we need to say goodbye, and we did. After we ended the session, my boyfriend looked somewhat shaken up. After multiple times of me asking what that was about and what was wrong, he then told us about his experience he had with the Ouija board when he was around 12. When he would play, there was a spirit who called itself Zozo. It would pretend to be a good spirit or impersonate other spirits. Zozo feeds off people's fears, which explains answers I was getting about my father passing. I had asked if my father was going to be able to walk me down the aisle, and it quickly went to no. I ended up doing plenty of researching after he told me that, and got really creeped out, as I believed we contacted something very evil and dark, a spirit not to be messed with. I also learned in my research that Zozo also refers to itself as Mama, going back to the question my best friend asked about the planchette, moving to M.A. repeatedly. The next few days for me were filled with unusual anger and just negative emotions in general. The day after we played, my boyfriend got fired from his previous job, which I don't know if that correlates to the Ouija board or not. We decided to throw it away near an abandoned building in the field right by it. A week or two later, we went back for whatever reason, and it was gone. I went from being sceptical about even the existence of spirits and thinking the Ouija board was a joke, to being scared of the dark for weeks and being fully convinced there is otherworldly things walking amongst us that we just can't always see. I'd love to hear if anyone else has had any similar experiences with the board, and what was it like? I just know I'll never touch one of those things again.
Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Hi, this is Knox from the podcast with Knox and Jamie. And maybe like us at the podcast, you also know people who have been smokers or vapors. And Zen is the one product it seems like everyone is talking about, because there are many good reasons to make a change to Zen nicotine pouches. Reasons like Zen nicotine pouches are still America's #1 choice for smoke-free, hands-free nicotine satisfaction. And you can choose between 10 varieties, each variety available in either 3 or 6 milligrams. Check out zen.com/find to find Zen at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
We haven't had a Zozo story for a while.
Nah.
No. Interesting that because I didn't know that it's the demon is also known as Mama. I found that bit interesting. But yeah, stay away from those Ouija boards, folks.
Yeah, man. It's like that Charlie game, and it's like that Zozo is kind of like Bloody Mary and all that.
Yeah, all the same type of things, aren't
And
they?
then we'll stick it Candyman.
Yeah, I bet there's a ritual to call up today's day, but I'm not even going to look, just in case.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've never done none of that before. I done Charlie when I was little.
You did Bloody Mary, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I jumped down the stairs.
Broke your toe.
Yeah, that was mine. Well, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
We will indeed. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Hi, this is Knox from the podcast with Knox and Jamie. And maybe like us at the podcast, you also know people who have been smokers or vapors. And Zen is the one product it seems like everyone is talking about, because there are many good reasons to make a change to Zen nicotine pouches. Reasons like Zen nicotine pouches are still America's #1 choice for smoke-free, hands-free nicotine satisfaction. And you can choose between 10 varieties, each variety available in either 3 or 6 milligrams. Check out zen.com/find to find Zen at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.